Hi besties, what's up? Here's to hoping that my camera will stay charged long enough for me to do this intro, but today is the 4th day of the readathon. It is July 4th and I need to pick up my pace a little bit as far as reading goes because I have not done the best at getting books off of my physical TBR, so that is the goal for today if I have time. I don't really know what our plans consist of. Obviously I got ready to go somewhere. It is, I think it's 7 o'clock now, and there's a community breakfast, so I'm gonna go to that for the 4th of July. And then other than that, I don't know, like I know that we're going to my parents later today, but that's about all I know. My reading plans for today consist of the Hacienda and the Familiar, and I think in yesterday's video, I think I'm gonna pick up Sailor Moon and see if I can read the first volume of that and see if I like it. But if I can't get more than a couple pages in again, I'm probably gonna just unhaul it. Those are also books like I talked about yesterday. This is a book that I'd probably resell if I didn't like it because of the sprayed edges. My camera battery is about to die, so I will talk to you guys in a little bit with hopefully some reading updates. It is a little bit later in the morning and I have some reading updates for you. So I don't remember how far it was into the Familiar last time I talked to you. I'm assuming because I started on chapter 11 this morning, and this was before I talked to you guys at all. Like I listened to these 22 pages this morning while I was feeding Oakley and stuff. So same thoughts as like yesterday, I guess. I don't have too many like opinions on this. It's not bad, it's not good, I don't know, middle of the road I guess, but I might have to take a break from this if I'm gonna read this because they both just kind of remind me of each other a little bit, like writing wise, so I need to like pick one or the other because I'm starting to get them mixed up, which typically doesn't happen. But I think their settings, like even though they aren't both in like a creepy mansion or whatever, I'm just getting a little bit mixed up. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this and then I'll finish the Familiar. Anyways, I have made it from page 41 this morning of the Hacienda, so chapter 6. I'm starting chapter 12, so I have read this much so far, and this is the tab progress. I'm really liking this. I think that Isabel Cañas has a very like beautiful writing style. I wasn't expecting to love the writing as much as I am currently because it's a thriller. Like I'm not going into thrillers or like mysteries or anything with like super high expectations of the writing, but I don't know, I really like it. I think she is really good at like creating a scene and making this house like creepy and haunted and stuff, so I'm really liking that. With that being said, I want to get a couple things done while Oakley and Steven are asleep. Yeah, I kind of want to tidy up in the living room and in the kitchen, but I really want to make some cake, so I'm probably gonna do that. But I do want to choose something else to read that's like a different kind of vibe, so like not horror or like mystery-esque, I guess, but I don't know what that would be. I got on Audible this morning to see what like audiobooks I had that are like part of the books that I wanted to read this week, so let me look at those and see if anything is calling to me. I feel like I need like a contemporary romance, which I did not on these lists, I don't believe. So gosh, I don't know, how do I not know how to use the collections? There we go. So Summerween, I guess I could read I don't know, I don't think I want like a dark romance though. I don't right now anyways, because these are both like darker toned, and I think I'll just kind of get more confused because I did start Nothing But Blackened Teeth a couple days ago. I don't even think I told you guys that, but I did, and I would love to read that, but that's also like horror, and I just think I'd get confused because I'm a little bit dumb sometimes. I guess I could read like, I want to read but with like 5 or more words in the title, so those are not going to work. Physical and audio, I'm not, House of Sky and Breath is way too long for this week. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I wish that you could like sort by, yeah, you can't sort by like, what's it called? Like genre. You can't sort by genre on Audible, so that kind of blows. I wish you could. Okay, no, I literally just said no fantasies, and of course I look right at a fantasy book. Is it at least 5 words in the title, or is it 5 words? I think it's exactly 5 words, so that's not gonna work. Now listen, I know that I don't typically read like a lot of like fantasy. I mean, I don't typically read a lot of romance. You wouldn't believe me when I say that if you've been keeping up with my channel. No, but anyways, I feel like I don't have very many books that are like silly goofy times, like romance books. Oh, that would be a good one to read, but no. That's also a thriller. Oh no, I've already read that book. I don't need to read it again. All right, I'm gonna decide because I think you guys have been watching me. Oh no, you either. freaking hell. I have like 50 million audiobooks and none of them are calling to me. I guess I could read Twisted Love. I don't know. Like, I would rather read something that's on my physical TBR because that's like the whole... Ooh, no, that's fantasy. I guess like a silly, goofy fantasy time wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm just really not wanting to keep getting confused because I'm usually not like this. Like, typically I can keep books separate in my head, but for some reason I can't right now. Why does nothing sound good to me? I guess I could reread Daisy Jones and the Six, but I wanted to annotate that. That's the whole reason I wanted to reread it this year. Okay, yeah, I'm like at the very bottom, so I'm not gonna read anything on Audible. What about, I might have to look on Everand too. Ooh. I have Love on the Brain on Chirp. And Chirp is like a non-subscription based audiobook service, and they have mad deals on a bunch of audiobooks a lot of the time. So that's why I have this app. Like, I don't pay for it or anything. I think I'm gonna read Love on the Brain. Wasn't expecting that one, but I'm gonna listen to that, and hopefully it kind of gets me out of like the funk I'm in with these two books. But as soon as I get done with some of the stuff I wanted to get done, I will probably just go back to the Hacienda and try to finish that before I finish The Familiar. And maybe like after I finish the Hacienda, I can like read the rest of Love on the Brain and then The Familiar. I'm sorry that The Familiar is like spanning over multiple daily vlogs. That wasn't my intention necessarily, but that's kind of how it's been. So yeah, we're gonna go with Love on the Brain, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit with some reading updates. And this is on my physical TBR, so 2 birds, 1 stone. Hi besties, what's up? It is the next day, quite late on the next day in fact. Stephen and I have been super busy. Yesterday was the 4th of July here in the States, so we went over to my parents and ate food there, and Stephen watched fireworks and I hung out with Oakley because she was not loving the fireworks. Anyways, so I have quite a bit of reading for you, like updates and stuff, because I did in fact rot and read all day yesterday. So let's start with The Familiar, because I forgot to bring that in, but I really read like not much of it at all. If I'm being honest, like maybe a chapter, maybe 2 chapters, but I don't know, my feelings are still kind of the same on it. So there's that. And then I also started Love on the Brain, and I believe I got to, I don't think I quite got to chapter 9, but I got pretty dang close. So I got 121 pages into this approximately, and I read this, or I started it to be kind of like a palette cleanser in between the Hacienda and The Familiar, because they were kind of giving me similar vibes yesterday. I don't know if I was just so tired and all I could think about was the other book when I was reading like one of the books. So started this. Like I said, yeah, not too much to like say about this one yet. Yeah, at this point, if I were to rate it, it would be a 3 stars. So that's really all I have to say about that one. but it is on my physical TBR, and I do want to get at least 5 books read on my physical TBR, and I think I've only read 1 so far, so we need to pick up the pace a little bit, but I am working on like 3 others obviously. So, and then I read a ton of the Hacienda yesterday. I read almost 100 pages physically yesterday, not quite. I read from chapter 6 to chapter 14, so page 41 to page 139. So I basically read 100 pages yesterday. I love this book a lot. Like I said, like there's the tabs. I love this book. I love the writing. She also wrote The Vampires of El Norte, Isabel Cañas did. So I am very intrigued to maybe pick that one up after I read this one, but I am really enjoying it and I'm glad I'm enjoying it. So there's the update on the 3 physical books. And then I also read Don't Let Me Fall, I believe is what it's called. I'll pop a picture on the screen. And I unfortunately did not like it. It was a 5-star prediction. I've seen the author on TikTok a lot. Maybe if I can, I'll try to put the TikTok in, but if I can't or if I forget.
Okay, but what if he was in love with someone else, sends you a text message about said girl, and then blocks all of your calls? You, who definitely deserve an answer, get in your car, drive to his apartment building, and start pounding on his front door. A few minutes later, it is wrenched open by the brother, the best friend, the roommate of some kind, and he is pissed at you for potentially waking up the neighbors. You, who've already had it up to here with men in general, storm into his apartment building without waiting for an invitation and lose it on the poor guy, tossing accusations left and right, asking if he covered for his friend, if he even knew that you were being cheated on, why he was always so cold to you and acted like he never liked you, just everything in the book before you feel your back hit the wall. The guy is towering over you and to shut you up, kisses the shit out of you.
There were parts of the romance that I liked, but there was a significant chunk of the romance that I didn't love. I don't know, I feel like it was a lot of like, it was unrealistic. And obviously like there's a certain amount of unrealistic crap that goes on during romance books, and that's fine. But my main gripe with it, I think, is that they didn't know each other for real long. And I don't feel like this relationship was a relationship long enough for some of the things at the end of the book to happen the way they did. So that's my opinion on that. I don't know. That's all I have to say on that. I'm really bummed. I really thought it was gonna be 5 stars, but alas, it was not. And yeah, like I said, I'm bummed about it, but oh well. And I read the reviews, some of the reviews for the second book, and I don't think I'm gonna continue on with it. I thought it was gonna be a new favorite, and I do really like the covers because they're discreet. And while I like the covers that are like illustrated, I guess, I do like discreet covers as well, and I think they're really pretty. So I'm kind of bummed about that, but that's okay. Yeah, but other than that, I read quite a bit yesterday, and I'm really proud of that. I did what I set out to do, and I finished a book, even if it wasn't one of the books I'm currently reading. That's okay. Hopefully for the rest of the day today, I kind of like figure it out and continue reading. Also, can I say something about the Hacienda that I really, really like? So if you like, so this is the end of chapter 13, right? And instead of chapter 14 starting on like the very next page, the next page is blank. I really like when authors do that. That's just a silly thing that I noticed, but I am pretty much enjoying everything that I'm reading, at least enough to finish it, obviously, because I had a couple DNFs at the beginning of the week. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like me, if you like my face, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to see me again, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, I would follow me on Instagram, but if you don't have Instagram, hopefully you'll get notified if you hit the bell. And other than that, I will talk to you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's vlog. All right, bye everyone.
When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near, I don't feel like I do when you're